Where is it now?
Lashed down right aft. If it explodes, it'll merely blow the back end of the ship off. Shouldn't kill anyone.
Is it likely to explode?
I don't know.
You've had a look at it?
The outer casing. And I've drafted a flash signal to Defense Intelligence staff asking for advice on what to do with it.
Well, making best speed for Belfast. But look, let's get this straight. That thing could go off and damage the ship. 2 minutes, Bob.
Aye, aye, sir.
Well, James?
I really don't know, sir. But the Russians don't normally leave weapons in the sea unless they're fitted with a soluble plug or a self-destruct charge. And this one ain't got no soluble plug.
Well, the Russians didn't exactly leave it in the sea, did they? We pinched it.
Well, even so, the Malinovsky knew we were trailing, huh?
Maybe we ought to ditch it.
Well, not without mod permission. If this is the new Soviet mine, sir, we've made a killing.
Many a true word.
The Malinovsky was weapon testing, sir. That's why we're here.
To observe, but not too closely.
Well, it's up to you, sir. Say the word, and I'll heave it over the side.
Oh, we can't, can we? But make a point. As soon as the Wasp is stowed, the flight deck goes out of bounds. Lifebuoy sentry can operate from the Seacat deck.
Right, sir.
Could we put it in the seaboat? Tow the boat from a distance?
Well, that would slow us down. A lot.
Better than blowing us up.
But if the tow parted, or the boat capsized? I think now we've got it, sir, we ought to look after it as best we can and hand it over to someone else as soon as possible.
Are you going to have a go at defusing?
Well, it depends what they say. But the Russians have a sense of humor when it comes to booby-traps.
Could get a Bardi or George medal.
Could also get a face full of Soviet ironmongery.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes, Bob.
I overflew Errol on the way back from Malinovsky.
Sir?
Oh, there was a man on it.
What, Errol? Are you sure?
Oh, I'm not certain, sir. I was doing about 70 knots, thought I saw a man, went round again, and he disappeared.
Errol's supposed to be uninhabited.
Yes, I know, but I don't think I imagined him.
Any sign of a boat?
No, sir.
And this man, if there was a man, he wasn't looking for help.
Well, just the opposite. If he was there, he went into hiding.
We're making for Belfast to get rid of that present from the Russians. I don't want to go back unless I have to. I will carry on. But I'll tell Maud that Errol may have a visitor.
Come in. Excuse me, sir. Sir Vincent Lister at the Home Office.
Oh, yes. Did he say what he wants?
No, sir.
Under Secretary of State. All right, Don, show me in.
Will you come in, please, sir?
Thank you. Admiral.
Sir Vincent.
Very good of you to see me at such short notice.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Coffee?
No, thanks. Extraordinary business this with here, isn't it?
Yes. Are you interested?
Interested? I'm agog. I'm very concerned, of course.
Yes. The DIS are replying to Hero, which is a worry.
It certainly is.
On the other hand, we can't be panicked into ditching it. If it is a new weapon, the Americans will certainly want to...
What are you talking about?
The mine. Hero nabbed it from a Russian cruiser doing trials.
Never heard of it.
I did wonder why the Home Office was involved.
I'm talking about this chap who's parked himself on Errol.
Oh, Hero's second signal.
No, so you have seen it.
I've seen it, but with this other...
That's the nastiest bit of paper to land on my desk for years.
A man on Errol.
Exactly. A man on Errol.
I don't understand it. Errol's a lump of rock halfway out into the Atlantic. No one in his right mind.
Errol belongs to Britain.
Does it?
Well, let's just say it ought to. We never got round to annexing it formally. We always operated on your theory that no one in his right mind would want it.
Ah, the law of the sea and a 200-mile limit, territorial waters.
And all that goes with them. Oil rights, mineral rights, fishing rights.
You think someone may have beaten us to it?
Well, I think that someone may have decided to establish a presence on Errol. A foreign presence.
And if they did?
The international court might listen. If a remote island is populated by Danes, even one Dane, it could be reasonably held to be Danish, ditto Norwegian, or whatever.
What can you do about it?
Chuck 'em off.
On what authority?
Bluff. Pure and simple. We arrive, we state that Errol is British, it always has been, they're there without permit or visa, and goodbye.
Yes, ensuring that the instruction is properly witnessed and recorded for subsequent presentation to the International Court.
And the Law of Sea Conferences, yes.
I see. Yes. Interesting. Even fascinating. Where does the Navy come into it?
The Navy does the chucking.
With proper authority.
Well, of course.
I thought that might be it. I'll just get the operations director up, see what we can send.
Well, no question of that.
Sorry?
Has to be Hero.
It can't be.
It has to be. Hero's nearest, and this is a matter of the greatest urgency.
Hero's got an urgent matter of her own.
Urgent?
She's been trailing the Russian cruiser Malinovsky for the past few days, observing weapon trials.
Yes.
The Malinovsky is the Russians' ocean-going test bed of experimental weaponry. Early this morning, a Russian mine-laying aircraft dropped a mine. Malinovsky lost it. Hero's Wasp didn't.
All right, so you've got a Russian mine.
And perhaps a very new one. The point is that the mine could be fitted with some sort of self-destruct mechanism, and it's now on board Hero.
Well, I should get it off again very quickly.
But it may have immense intelligence value, and it may not be fitted with a self-destruct.
So Hero's in a dilemma.
Hero's racing time, trying to get to Belfast to offload it.
No bomb disposal officer on board?
A mine warfare officer, yes, the first lieutenant. He's very good, but he holds the George Medal for bomb disposal. But this weapon is strange to him. It could be booby-trapped, anything.
Admiral, I am sure that this mine is of major importance from a defense point of view. But I am talking about the future of this country. Oil, gas, fishing, everything that means wealth, stability, and economic health.
Sir Vincent, it's not the Navy's fault that the Home Office has left the back door open.
Agreed. But it's the Navy's job to shut that door, and fast.
Not with Hero.
Yes, with Hero.
I think perhaps we better go and see the First Sea Lord, and then the Defense Secretary.
Delighted. But I think you should know that I looked in on number 10 on my way here. The PM shares my sense of urgency.
What the hell does this mean?
It means don't ditch it, but don't get blown up by it.
No, this other bit. The type is not recognized as described. Any attempt to defuse, dismantle, or otherwise interfere with the weapon is therefore to be actively discouraged, save in the event of its being thought to be active, when extreme caution should be exercised, particularly in the removal of the initial access plate.
That's right. It's called passing the buck.
Yeah, well, I can think of another term.
You want to have a go at it?
No, I don't.
If it has got a self-destruct, when will it go off? 12 hours after laying?
Or 12 minutes. Or 12 days.
13 hours to Belfast.
Unlucky for some.
We're in a right twist, aren't we? We've got it, and we don't want it. We don't touch it, and it may be dangerous if we don't.
Equally dangerous if we do. Comes of being clever. Great intelligence coup.
Well, short of asking the Malinovsky, what a...
Excuse me, sir. Flash signal from Mud.
Flag.
Oh, they've got to be.
They're sending us back to Errol.
Oh, query it, sir. It's typical mod, right hand and left hand. Rush to Belfast and at the same time go back to Errol.
I'm afraid not. Appreciate your very real concern to offload weapons soonest, but Errol now has priority. Explanatory signal following. Personal from Vice Chief Naval Staff.
VCNS? Well, he's no fool.
Right. Someone's putting him under pressure.
But why Errol?
Flight Commander's vision, obviously. Well, go on, Paul. Course for Errol.
Aye, aye, sir.
afternoon. We are a landing party from the British frigate HMS Hero and would be grateful to speak with you.
You know, you can get locked up for talking to yourself, sir.
Better than living on Errol.
Just a place for a package holiday.
Let's see if someone else has had the same idea. Spread out. Report back to me if you discover anything. Yes, Anderson.
Found something, sir. A cave.
Some cave.
Oh, there is someone here.
And doing very nicely.
French cigarettes and a dictionary.
What kind of dictionary?
German, English, English, German.
Mixing his nationalities.
Books are in English.
Well, that's hopeful.
You might know in her nationality. Or even better, her address.
We open the boxes?
No. Let's see if we can find their owner first.
I got a feeling he doesn't want to be found. We could spend days here, sir, without finding him.
Maybe he's left the island since the helo spotted him. Got taken off by the Malinowski, perhaps.
Wouldn't leave all that stuff in the cave.
Perhaps he hasn't paid for it. All right, round him up. We'll go and tell the captain.
Sir.
Now, there wasn't a boat there in the first place.
None that I could see, sir.
So we must assume that he's still there. How's your bomb?
I wish I knew.
Then you better stay with it. I'll go ashore with you, Paul, and we'll increase the landing party. Bob, you can overfly him while we search the island. That should give him an additional problem and may run him into us.
I don't like the idea of going to flying stations with that thing on the after end. Too many people tramping about in the danger area.
Agreed. But the sooner we get this Errol business resolved, the sooner we can get on our way.
And get rid of that bomb.
Don't keep calling it a bomb.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Hang on a moment, will you, Jane? Look, I'm prepared to ditch it and tell Maud I've done so.
We've got our orders.
It could fall over the side, accidentally.
Make us look a couple of idiots.
Let me worry about that.
Anyway, we can't ditch it while we're at anchor.
We can weigh, move out, dump it, come back.
I'm not sure it wouldn't go on floating, become a danger to shipping.
Then we detonate it from a distance. Small arms fire. James, I am trying to help.
I know, sir.
Well?
I don't want the responsibility for destroying it.
You've got it. You're the expert.
And the safety of the ship?
I'm acting from the best advice available, which happens to be yours. Look, let's get this clear, James. I'll take the cam back if we decide to ditch it. No question of blaming you.
Oh, I know that, sir.
My problem is I don't know a mine from a dockyard bus, or what the dangers are, what they might be, but you do.
We should try and get it back in one piece.
All right. But don't be afraid to change your mind.
Right! Everybody back in the hangar!
Hello. Oh, you won't need that. We only want... Amigo. Friend. Comrade?
Keep away. I'm warning you.
Okay. We'll play it your way.
That's better. Now we'll join the others. Get yourself moving.
He's obviously not a casual visitor.
No. Looks like he means to stay.
Well, maybe he's a ornithologist of some kind. Yes, Anderson.
Good afternoon. Do you speak English?
He's a Scot, sir.
A Scot?
What are you doing? Poking around in my belongings.
We weren't poking around, I assure you.
No?
You have my word.
Well, what are you doing here?
Do you think you could put up that rifle?
You're trespassing.
I apologize.
You make no mistake. It's still handy.
I can see that. Now, I introduce myself. I'm Captain Holt of the frigate HMS Hero. These gentlemen are Lieutenant Peake and leading seaman Anderson.
I know who you are.
But you made no attempt to contact us.
He was in hiding, sir.
You're damn right I was. I wanted to see what you were up to.
Quite simple. My helicopter pilot reported seeing a man on Errol. I was ordered to come here, investigate, and question him.
I don't have to answer anything.
It'd be easier if you did. Why are you here at all?
I live here.
But why?
I like it. I'm not usually bothered by other people.
How did you get here?
By my own boat.
We didn't see it.
It broke its moorings in a storm and got swept away.
May I know your name?
Now, what for?
I'll have to make a report. I'm not so free in these things as you are.
My name's Robertson.
And where are you from?
Fort William, among other places.
How long have you been here?
A year.
And how long do you intend to stay?
Just so long as I feel like it.
What are you going to do when you want to get off?
Light a beacon or build a boat.
You're a boat builder?
I'm a survivalist.
Yes. Just how do you survive?
I fish and have my rifle.
Can I send you some provisions in from the ship?
No, there's nothing I need. Thank you.
Cigarettes? Some beer?
Nothing, except peace and quiet.
Yes. I'm anxious to be on my way, too.
Well, good.
Is there nothing which could prove your identity?
On Errol.
Well, good luck, Mr. Robertson.
Goodbye.
Very pretty girl. She your daughter?
Is that any business of yours?
Wish it was.
Well?
You know all those jokes about big, hairy Scotsmen?
What?
Now we've got another one.
It's a Scotsman.
First of it. No sporran, but a very large rifle.
Oh?
And not exactly keeping a welcome in the hillsides either.
That's Welsh.
Oh, well. What's a nationality between friends?
Quite a lot, apparently. That's why we're here.
Maybe. I just wish we'd get a move on. I want to go home.
Right. I thought of that mine.
Forget about your mine. There's a woman in Portsmouth wants my body.
What for? Medical research.
Very funny.
Your body or your bird?
You just wait till you see her.
Shall I?
She'll be on the jetty when we get in.
Oh, they let her out of school for it, will they?
Oh, go and talk to your bomb.
Don't call it a
bomb. Thanks, Don.
Yeah. Cheers.
Where's Hero now?
Still anchored off Errol, awaiting clearance to sail.
Still twitching about the mine?
They've put it on a long rope for the night, letting it drift down tide away from them. Yes, they're still twitching.
I'm very sorry, but they'll have to do a bit better with Mr. Robertson.
What else can they do?
Get some more information from him, a lot more.
Holt says he's not exactly cooperative.
That's Holt's problem. Really isn't good enough to say he's called Robertson from Fort William. There must be hundreds of them up there. He could equally be Pedersen from Oslo or Boonin from Leningrad.
Well, they're pretty sure he's Scots.
Everyone was pretty sure that Lonsdale was Canadian, that Abel was American.
If he is Scots.
Then he's sitting on about £1,000 million worth of real estate. Our real estate.
All right at the moment. But when we swing, I'll have to shorten in. in case it goes off near the island.
We'd be really popular if we blew Errol off the map after all this.
I still can't remember
What's that?
where I've seen the girl in the photograph.
Wishful thinking, if you ask
No,
me.
no, I've met her. Well, seen her. I'm sure of it.
Well, she doesn't solve our immediate problems. How can I persuade Robertson to be more forthcoming?
Threaten to take him back for questioning.
Not a threat we can back up. He's British. We're at pains to declare it a British island.
You'll just have to chat him up, sir. Take him a bottle of scotch.
That's not a bad idea. Peace offering.
Don't you people ever sleep?
We do. But our masters in Whitehall have other ideas.
Whitehall?
Ministry of Defence. And the Home Office, I think.
What's their interest?
You.
Oh, I should be flattered, but I'm just annoyed. What do they want with me?
They have to establish your nationality. Beyond all doubt.
My nationality?
It's a question of who owns Errol. And who's colonized it.
Well, what's Errol got to offer?
A very substantial increase in our territorial waters. If we own it.
Oh, I see. And if I'm British...
I'll go on my way rejoicing.
And you won't want to move me?
On the contrary. The government will be delighted if you stay.
Then you can relax. I'm British, all right. I promise you.
Can you prove it?
Don't you believe me?
I do. But my masters haven't had the benefit of meeting you.
Well, I don't see how I can prove anything, not from here.
Your place and date of birth might help.
Fort William, 2nd of April, 1923. My father came from Talladay, Lochmarie.
And your full name?
Lachlan John Robertson.
L-A-C-H?
Aye.
Boat builder.
I didn't say that. But I did build the boat that I came here in.
Did you register it?
No.
Are you known in Fort William?
Not to the police, if that's what you mean.
Well, that wasn't what I meant. The people there would remember you.
Probably.
What sort of work did you do?
All kinds.
Any particular place?
No, I never stayed anywhere longer than was necessary, until I came to Errol.
Any relatives in the UK?
None that I wish to hear from again.
Well, let's hope this satisfies them.
Well, it had better, because they're not getting any more.
Good night, Mr. Robertson.
Bye, Captain. Thank you for the whiskey.
Nothing else you need?
No, nothing, thank you. I'm quite content.
Friday, this is Crusoe.
This is Crusoe. Crusoe. Over.
Crusoe. Crusoe. This is Friday. Good morning.
Good morning. Sir Vincent, good morning. I hope the news is good, too.
Yes, it is. Lachlan John Robertson, born Fort William, April the 2nd, 1923, well remembered in the area.
The description fits?
5 feet 9 or 10, medium build, dark haired. Worked in boat yards and became quite expert servicing diving equipment. Something of a recluse, but not disliked.
So he is Scots.
Yes.
The Fort William police must have been up all night.
Disturbing a lot of the townsfolk, from what I can gather. Robertson was last seen about 18 months ago. No one is at all surprised that he has reappeared on a rock in the North Atlantic.
So you're happy?
I should say so. With a British presence established on Errol, yes.
Then Hero can sail.
With our thanks. And apologies.
Slow ahead, both engines.
Slow ahead, both engines.
Looking for me?
Yes, sir.
How's your baby?
Still sleeping, but I'm going to check on her every quarter of an hour.
Tell me.
I've got a set of tools down there in case I ever need to tackle it. And a quick release idea in case I decide to kick her overboard instead.
A much more attractive proposition.
Yes. But the longer we have it on board, the more determined I am to keep it.
Only an MCD officer would get broody over a mine.
Look good in the report of proceedings.
Especially with the Errol job in the same trip.
Right. It's a pity I never got to set foot on England's latest possession.
Now, Mr. Robertson's tourist office is firmly closed.
Look, are you sure they didn't suspect anything?
I don't know, but they got close enough.
Good cover story, though.
As far as it went, it wouldn't stand up to many more questions, so we're not going to give them the chance to ask any.
Shouldn't you leave all that? Make it look as if Lachlan Robertson fell into the sea or something.
Well, I'll leave the rifle and the fishing tackle, everything consistent with our cover story. But I can't leave all the luxuries. They might get suspicious.
Does it matter?
When a man dies, the question marks should be interred with his bones.
As we well know. You're, not planning to surface now, are you? In the big wide world.
Good Lord, no. He said at least another year. We'll stick to it.
And then it's my turn.
You haven't changed your mind?
Certainly not. I gave another interview last week, all about carrying on the great work.
Oh, yes. Any idea where?
Oh, Kenya coast, I thought.
Why not? I think of worse places to die.
We shall have to meet up somewhere else, of course.
Well, that's no problem. With my new passport, I can go anywhere.
I must fix my passport before long.
Make sure you get the name right. I'm Danish, remember.
Axel Hansen.
That's it. Help yourself.
Where's this been?
In my cabin.
You know you're not supposed to remove magazines from the wardroom.
Well, since when have you been bothered by the rules?
Excuse me, sir.
Some people knock, Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I found it.
What is it?
A photograph of that girl, sir.
Exactly the same photograph.
Exactly the same girl.
Who is she?
Amanda Clark Davis, famous daughter of a famous father. She fully intends carrying on the work of her celebrated father, the late Rolland Clark Davis, whose tragic death was reported 10 months ago following a diving accident on the Great Barrier Reef. Miss Clark Davis, who is almost as accomplished an underwater photographer as her father, is presently organizing an expedition to Kenya, where she hopes to be in 3 months' time.
So Robertson is, or was, sweet on Miss Clark Davis.
Clark Davis's body was never recovered. All right, Paul. We take back all the funnies about billow fantasies. Well spotted. Thank you, sir.
Signal to Mod?
Yes? And an about turn, I'm afraid, Paul.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh, look, sir, I really do want to get rid of that mine.
No more than I do. But our suspicion will be called back to Errol. And we'll save time if we start now. Bridge, Captain.
Watch your step there, it's a bit slippery.
Can we give you a hand? An insurance policy for £200,000, Mr. Clark Davis.
Where did you get that from?
Ministry of Defence. No wonder your body was never found. Why?
I was losing money.
All his money.
I had backers at one time. Men supposedly interested in natural science and research. And I failed to market a couple of films. They couldn't see their names on the end credits. They left me in the lurch.
Look, Captain, we've done no harm. If you could
Done a
see...
lot of good, as far as Errol is concerned. But there may be charges. Conspiracy, fraud, theft. It's not for me to say.
You've been empowered to take us back.
A signal directive. Got the camera, Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Photograph all this and catalogue it.
No need. I do trust you.
The International Court may not, Mr. Clark Davis. And this is evidence of occupation. One last thing. There must have been a real Lackland John Robertson.
Yes, he used to service our diving equipment. I was close to him, close enough to remember his birthday.
Dead now?
No. No, he's retired to the Outer Hebrides. Something of a loner.
Sounds like a nice fellow.
Well, thanks. Get away, sir.
What's happened?
It started ticking. It may be on a rundown to detonation.
How long?
I don't know. Go on, sir. Clear off.
Must be something I can hold.
Your breath. Torch.
What is it? It stopped.
I shut off the clock, but...
What the hell? So we were conned.
We've been trailing the Malinowski for days. She wanted to get rid of us.
So she whistled up an aircraft and dropped an unknown mine right in our lap.
Knowing we'd make a high-speed dash for the nearest boffin.
And the ticking?
Fiendish Russian trick. A simple clock mechanism preset to go off around about the time we'd be arriving in harbour.
Fire brigades, dockyard evacuation.
The lot. And a right bunch of idiots we'd have looked.
Well, at least they got a sense of humour.
We'd have been the laughing stock in harbour. But for Mr. Robertson.
Mr. Clark Davis.
It is him.
It is.
Is the daughter on board?
In your cabin, I think. I'd have a bath first, James. Don't rush to get to harbour now. Hey, better get your bath towel.